Should have done an ICE. Yeah, well, I was looking at the different scenarios, and this one looked like a reasonable scenario that we could do. Hopefully the bot will be coming up in a minute. Yep, there you go. Right, I need to shut this off, and I'll lock the camera. Right, it's all yours, folks. Who started a 14L on a German route? No, there's no C for MPZB, Ed. Someone needs... Oh, someone's opened the doors. Excellent. Twitch plays the Chengdu Soining. Oh, that's not a bad shout, actually, BNSF. That's going to be the next one. Move train with the door open. Who did that? Alright, now we've got to wait for it to load again. Oops, sorry. Wait 20 minutes for it to load again. I'm going to ban these accounts that are coming up, and I'm going to report them to Twitch. It really is out of order. Alright, I'll close the window again when it pops up, since I haven't got a bot way of doing that just yet. Right. And immediately someone's blowing the horn. I'll put it on the F4 HUD. So, all of you that are trying to play the game right are going to have to watch with very eagle eyes for any throttle commands or reverser commands. And if you see the throttle or reverser commands, zero them out. Otherwise, the trolls will win. Right, great work. All passengers are aboard. Time to depart. I'll close that for you. Simon, why no CFA? Let me think. I think releasing the brakes would be a good start. Putting the reverser forwards. Got throttle, but no, don't have reverser. Yeah, ooh, we nearly had it. We nearly had it. Oh, we're moving. 50 limit, folks. 50 limit. We're off. Well done, everybody. We are moving. I'm going to leave my hands here just to validate that I'm not doing anything. Okay, we stopped. Who put the emergency brakes on? So our next stop is at, well, that's nice, Schwetzingen, in 13 kilometres. I think the command you're looking for, folks, is !sand space off. Yay! Oh, I need to put the help on, don't I? That's what you're missing. We're accelerating nice and gently. As always, I'm not really bothered about, timings and scores. I don't think anyone should be concerned about that. If we can get to the end, having stopped at all of the stations, I think that's miracle enough. Ugh. Oh, nicely done. Cutting the throttle, about 76. Steamer Jam, can you make a scenario specific for Twitch plays? Absolutely. Please get in touch with me first, though, and tell me what you're looking at, and I can give you guidance on whether I think that would be a good idea. Because there's some scenario types that really work well, and there's a fair few that don't work at all well on Twitch plays. Now, we just had an expect reduced speed signal come up, a green-yellow. One to be aware of, perhaps. BNSF, yes, the electrics do accelerate after you cut the power, because the power still has to wind down, and all the time it's applying power, it's still accelerating. Steamer Jam, just send me a Twitch message is the easiest way. Right, we're back to a green signal again, folks, so we can up to the line speed. Oh no, you're already on the way to line speed. 10.6 kilometres to our next station. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's got any ideas for Twitch plays, then I would recommend that you get in touch with me and just outline the different ideas. The route, where it starts, what stops, what kind of train it is, what you expect the player to be doing, stopping at stations and so forth, and how long. I would say 30 minutes is the right length to aim for, 40 an absolute maximum, and no less than 20 minutes really. Yeah, the more the merrier really. A Class 87. A Class 87, I don't know if that will work, Cameron's Gaming, because of the way the tapping works. I could actually do it to where you use a command which says like exclamation mark tap space, and the tap you want to set it to, and then it'll just automatically run up and run down accordingly. That might work actually. Yeah, that might work. That will probably be quite interesting as well. Good job I didn't put a pantograph command on. Well, you see, Ayrtons, that's not an accident. I've even taken the HUD commands off because I don't think they were contributing anything remotely useful to what we were doing. It was basically troll bait. But we haven't come off the track yet. We're doing alright so far. You think AFB would be a good idea? 7X Ninja, the next Twitch play should be done on Marias Pass. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. We'll have to try one. I'm not sure how well that will get on, because you're not really... Once you've got the train up to speed, you're either going down a hill, in which case, with the delays and so forth, it's just going to be... You're going to come off the track, because it'll only take someone to release the brakes, and that's it. It'll take a while before you can reapply them. And if you are going up the hill, and it's not quite so interesting on the ride really. Whereas at least with the passenger scenarios, you are going up and down. You're speeding up, slowing down, and so forth. Which is why I've been doing passenger scenarios mostly. But I'm open to suggestions. Just turning this around on a suggestion of somebody that just to prove who I'm not using it. I am using the mouse because someone's chatting to me on Skype. That's what that noise is. How are we doing anyway? 6.9 kilometres to our next stop. Twitch plays shunting. Yeah, I can imagine that going really well, Grey Brad. Really, really well. There'll be more More wagons off the track than anything. Pump cart Ayrtons, yeah, pump cart is something I need to do. We keep saying that, don't we? And then I keep forgetting. So pump cart needs to be on the to-do list. In fact, I'm just going to make a quick note of that. I'm not driving the game. I am just writing a note. Pump car. Sand. Ugh. Twitch plays the African route. Not bad BNSF, but again, it's mostly about freight stuff. So I'm not sure how well that will play. We'll have to try one. We'll have to try a freight train at some point and just see how everyone gets on with it. Speed in kmh, yeah, that's a good shout, really. It only returns it in miles per hour, doesn't it? I don't think I have access to that. I'll have to convert it and then show you it in both formats whenever it presents the speed, I guess. That's not annoying. Someone's just said they want to run the Deltic on Twitch Plays Train Sim. That would be pretty awesome. Running the speed very conservatively. I approve. Twitch Plays Train Sim with maximum difficulty. Yeah, the problem is, if it requires masses of skill, it only takes one troll to ruin it. So the idea is to create a scenario where the majority of people should be able to overrule the twits that just want to crash trains. Yeah, sorry about that speed not returning in the right units. That's making your life a little bit harder. BNSF, yeah, feel free to send me a Twitch message. Schwetzingen is coming up in 1.1 kilometers. DanBob210, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Perhaps we should think about brakes. Seriously, more brakes than that. I guess we're missing this one. Oh, if we can leave the brakes on instead of taking them off, I guess there's a chance some of the train might end up. It's not bad, not bad. Still need to keep the brakes on though. Oh, look at that. Ability to add and remove commands on the fly, Ed. Not quite sure how I would do that because I have to write code to make the command do anything. Josh, at the moment I haven't got any plans at all. So, and I would like to run a Canadian Mountain Passes scenario, absolutely. Yeah, that was a really top stop. Nicely done. Right, ignore that score. Moving on. Hockenheim, 8 kilometers. Still got green light. I think this is a relatively straightforward scenario, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Francois, oh, hang on. Agseek just released one, and one of mine's been the suggestion since last summer. Alright, Josh, I'll take a look. Francois, no, I think the stream isn't always Mr. Overspeed, although they do that. I think more Mr. Emergency Brake is the more common one. And Mr. Wheel Slip. Can't you make TSL bot shout when doors close? It does say when the doors close, Simon. What are you wanting it to do? Unfortunately, if the train stops part-way through with the front of the train out of the platform, which didn't happen there, but if it does, then unfortunately the external application, the bot, has no idea if the doors have opened or not. Small issue. Not a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid. Ah, Sander! Sander's volume is epic. Right, 7.4 kilometres to Hockenheim. Doing very nicely so far. Twitch plays Nebworth. We have to do a Deltic on the ECML with a special stop at Nebworth, won't we? Was there going to be an official stream today, or was there one not planned? There wasn't one planned today, Hans. I just realised we've even got headlights on. Steady on, guys. Wow. BNSF, one of the problems I've got at the moment is that my Steam Workshop isn't working properly, so installing stuff off Steam Workshop is problematic, and so I'm going for easy stuff. But yes, I am going to be doing some other stuff soon. I'm going to try and spend a bit of time this weekend and plan out next week's stream, and just try and put a bit more variety in there than we've been getting lately. I enjoy a Will Faber scenario, but it is good to try others as well. Hockenheim's coming up. See if we can get a stop in there. Ideally without emergency brakes, but I'm not fussy. When am I doing the rolling start tutorial? That's a good point. I'll try and get that planned and do that this week, actually. I'd forgotten about that. We haven't done any tutorials in a while. Dave bought the BR145 the other day, and the brakes are taking some getting used to. Yeah. Yes, they do a bit. Good fun though. I like trains that are a bit different. Well, the station's just up there in front of you. Let's try and go that way. Wheel slippy slip. If I went away for 10 minutes and came back, oh, I had no idea what to expect to find it. It'll either work perfectly, or it'd be on the floor in a heap. BNSF, you just bought the North Somerset Railway. Oh, enjoy. It's a lovely one. My name is Jeff. I don't actually have... because I'm using IRC, I can't receive whispers. Let's have at least 1 or 2 coaches in the station, folks. Some doors. Someone has to open the doors. Oh, okay. BH average. How do I set this up? I've written a bot which communicates, but it pretends to be an IRC bot, or implements as an IRC bot, and it also integrates with the game, and so it's just some code that I've written. I've spent a few days on it now. Overall, it's nothing particularly complicated, as it turns out. Doors are open. My name is Jeff. You just need to use the messaging system like you used before. I've got one hand behind me back, and I've got one hand in front. Yeah, this is going really well. I'm really impressed. BNSF 9075, thank you for the host. Having to sort of carefully pace myself so I know what I'm talking about. Graben Neudorf. X-Shooter, why not lock throttle controls while doors are open? That's where it becomes a problem. The only way that I can tell the doors are open is by accessing controllers that are doors open close left and doors open close right. Unfortunately, if there are no doors on the vehicle, on the driven vehicle, they're always 0, as far as I can tell. And if and even if it works, when you if the driving vehicle it goes beyond the end of the platform by even a little bit, then they're always set to 0. So there is actually code in there that if either of those controls are 1, it won't let you do anything while the doors are open. However, it will, if for any reason those controls are not set, then that protection doesn't work. So, there's not a lot I can do about that, I'm afraid. It will protect it sometimes, but not always. I've got the control state dialog open, so I can see when the controls get set. So, so I know whether or not it's likely to happen. Right, we're coming up to Nulusheim, which we're not stopping at. Carry on. 16 kilometres to go. Curb Noob just bought all the British DLC. Wow! We're not stopping at Nulusheim. S-Bahn train over there. Or, it's probably not an S-Bahn train actually, isn't it? The 426 on this route, which is just a regional train. How much longer do you estimate this scenario to be, Josh? This scenario is 40 minutes in total. We are due at the next station in call it 10 minutes, and then we've got one more station after that. So I would say probably within about 15-20 minutes this ought to be done. Thanks for the host, 7X Ninja. Doing a good speed. You've got 120 km/h speed limit coming up at the moment, so you need to peel off about 10 kilometers an hour. So, job done. Okay, job overdone at this point. Nicely done, actually. Nicely done. What jams the throttle up? I've got a little bit of headroom. Josh Harkness, there is a command horn 14L and 14B and 14H. And long and short. Got 10.6 kilometers. What are you in game graphics settings to get such a consistent rate? BH average, this is running pretty much maxed out, but I've got a Core i7 with a 970 graphics card, so it's a really nice system. This is the one I usually use at work. I borrowed it for the weekend. As for Francois, did the Bergen line get updated since I last ran it in July? Oh yeah, I think it gets updated to something like once a week or once a month. It incorporates all the way down to Hoboken now, I think. We'll be able to take a good look at that one soon. Jeff, I shall take a look at your message after the stream. I can't look at it right now. You sure you didn't steal this PC? Wiesenthal, which we're not stopping at, don't panic. Someone else distracting me on Skype. Who's putting the brakes on? We're not stopping here. Oh, we have a 100 limit coming up. Okay, in that case, good call, good call. One of the things that I'm going to add is I'm going to add a democracy to some of the commands. So things like real-time commands like throttle, reverse, or brake, they won't have the democracy stuff. But for other commands, I'm going to put a democracy stuff that thing in there. The idea being that essentially what will happen is that in order to be able to action that command, someone will do it, and then it will appear on the screen and say this many votes have been received for it, this much time left, and then it'll be as if everyone then sort of says the same command. Then once it gets to a certain number of votes, it will action the command. So this will all be for stuff which is not urgently required. Oh, LZB has just been enabled, but you won't worry about that. But it should make it to where certain things can't be done to annoy people, I guess. The other thing I'm going to do is make it to where once the doors have been opened, you then need to use a vote to actually release the to actually apply power, which should make it to where you're less likely to have people running starting to move while the doors are open, because it would take a certain number of you to actually action it. Got 80 coming up at the next in 2 kilometres. It ends. Will I add PZB? I might be tempted to add CIFA, and we'll see how you get on with CIFA. The problem with PZB is there really isn't any kind of alarm, which means that I've got nothing to alert you about on the chat that you need to do it, and you can't see visually because you're 15 seconds, so you're 12 seconds too late by the time you see it. So I'm not sure how it would work with PZB at all, but CIFA ought to work as long as you're really quick. So you assign some of you specifically just looking at CIFA alarms and dealing with that. Right, you've got an 80 speed limit coming up, folks. And Graben-Neudorf is coming up in 2 kilometres. Josh, no, what happens is that when any of the alarms come on, like AWS for example, which is already implemented, when the alarm is lit up and ready to respond, it will send messages on the chat saying that it needs to be responded to. So you can respond to it instantly before you even see it on the stream. I might take a look, Hopeless Hyena, but I've not got high hopes about the PZB, because even though you can detect the lights, the point is when you go over a magnet there is no change in the lights. There is no alarm or anything in the cab when you go over a PZB magnet. You have to press the acknowledge key knowing that you should press the acknowledge key. At least with CIFA there's a light that goes on in the cab so I can react to it, same as I do with AWS. Alright, Graben-Neudorf is coming up. We probably want to think about stopping, folks. It's going to need a fair bit of braking. Okay, an awful lot of braking. Bit more than that. Oh no, we're going to miss the station. Oh, we might get stopped with at least the last coach in. Oh. Oh, we've got 3 coaches in the platform. So, Hopeless Hyena, one of the things I'm going to do is write a web app which mirrors things like the throttle, brake, reverser and various other controls, the speedometer, so that you can go to a website and see in real time what's going on with the controls. That's on the sort of the medium term plan. Who turned the sand on? Time to go. Karlsruhe, 21 kilometres. Curb noob. I have got no idea. Must have been... haven't got a clue why that happened. You'll have to ask one of the moderators. Yeah, BNSF, all the dynamic brake, loco brake, they're all accessible to you on the in the command set. Phaser JS. Alright, I'll have a look at that, Hyena. Throttle 500. I'm going to turn that throttle up to 11. .5 kilometres to Karlsruhe. Metgato, train sim is free this weekend. So, and Steam sometimes have free weekends, so games will be completely free for a weekend. So you can go ahead and download it and play it, and then at the end of the weekend it takes it away from you again if you haven't already bought it. And it also the price for the game has gone down by 50% over this weekend as well, which means that for someone who tries it out because they haven't got it and they give it a go and they decide they do want it, then they can they can take a look and then buy it at half price if they like it. Verbatim. At this point, I don't want to suggest when I think I'll be able to get to playing anything particular. I tend to pick what I want to play based on what I'm in the mood for driving, what I think is a variety, what I've shown in the past, so that I can try and do a bit more variety, rather than just sort of working top down from the list. .136 kilometres an hour, 200 kilometres an hour speed limit. .17 kilometres to the next station. BNSF, ability to open recorded messages. Oh, you mean to pop up the things up there? Twitch plays claw machine. Hey, welcome. Maybe you can replace the sound with a cowbell. Yeah, everything needs more cowbell. Okay, folks, you're at 16 kilometres to go. Final stop. Spam track. Are there any trains I don't like driving in this? I don't think so. I like driving trains. I just like driving trains. Put the pedal to the metal, says JKBN fan. The thing up there. Yeah, recorded messages. The problem with any kind of message for anyone who's making a scenario is that there is no way for this for the message to be closed, because the way that you close a pop-up message is the backspace key, and if you think I'm going to enable a backspace key for the trolls to use, then you've got another thing coming. For those that don't know, the backspace key is the emergency brake command. So yeah, if you're making scenarios for Twitch Plays Train Sim, I would say do not put any kind of message box pop-up in it. Not yet. Not until I can resolve that problem, anyway. Sorry about that. That was me pressing a button. Beach house. Make a model layout, mirror it in train sim, and have the player driving in train sim actually control the model. It's possible. It's possible. Tricky. Have I tried Armstrong Powerhouse? Yeah, I mean, my son's got, I think, a lot of the Armstrong Powerhouse stuff, or some of it anyway. I bought him it a while ago. But I don't use it on the stream because I keep the stream cut down to just the stuff that you buy. So that what I don't want to get is a situation where we get new people looking at the game and they say, what's the... what am I looking at? This looks good. I go and buy it, and then they buy it, and it's not what they heard on the stream. Yeah, given that I work for the company that makes it, I think it needs to be. I need to maintain that. So that's why I don't run anything that's not on Steam, on Steam as you buy it. So, everything you see here, everything else is exactly what you get when you buy it. You could then go off and improve it if you want to, or change it if you want to. That's up to you. Yes, sand claw machine is for it drops sand down onto the wheels, and it's for adhesion. So that if you've got, because you can get like leaves and mush or snow or anything on the line, it can cause problems with adhesion, and throwing sand down can make it a bit better. By the way, Twitch Plays Claw Machine is another Twitch Plays channel. Definitely go and give the channel a follow and take a look. I watched it earlier on today, a video of it, and it's very entertaining. It's a claw machine, you know, like those grabby hand things, and you control it with left, right, forwards, backwards, up and down, and you can that you try and grab things and dump them out the bottom. It's really, really nicely done, very well presented. Definitely go and give it a shot and have a look at it. Doesn't hurt to be reducing the speed at the moment. But we're not stopping at Karlsruhe Hugsfeld, folks. We're not stopping at this station. We are stopping at the next station. Sorry, it may not even be the next station. It's in 5.5 kilometres. Have I got a link for it? Yeah. I think that's the link for it. I'll just post it on the chat. It's so hard to see the HUD. Yeah, I must admit, I've just noticed I've got the opacity set down. I'll fix that for next time. Do I ever think there'll be a DTG US office? I have no idea, mate. No idea at all. Is it worth buying the South London route? I am really not the right person to be asking for that sort of question, because I'm going to say absolutely. And you should take that advice with a pinch of salt. But in all seriousness, I do like it. It's a really nice network route. There's loads of different journeys you can take on it. It's not a string. This route is a bit of a string, which you get a nice long journey, whereas the South London network you get lots of little scenarios, lots of little journeys. So it's really nice. It's very different. 60 kilometers, then 50, and we're coming up to Karlsruhe. Me, it's not for me to think about, my friend. Definitely not for me to think about. That's for other people in the company to think about, and I'm sure they are. Someone needs to put the brakes on, or it's going to put the brakes on for you. Simon Lund, should you buy the whole catalogue? Absolutely! No, probably not. Buy what interests you. There's no sense in buying stuff that doesn't interest you. Do I drive with my laptop? This isn't the laptop, no. This is... Oh, LZB's just been switched off. It's which wasn't, we weren't using it, so. But no, this is actually my desktop. This is the one I do the official streams with. See you later, Serge UK. Thanks for popping in. Nicely done. 46.8 under 50 limit. Come on, let's have a really nice stop at Karlsruhe Bahnhof. This isn't your laptop, okay? No, no, no. The laptop is still off doing other things. Yes, Cheesemonger. There's an office in Stirling. Great bunch up there. Really great. Francois, I think actually is you buy London to Brighton, South, and you get the and you buy the South London network, get London to Bedford, North London line, and London to Faversham, and then you can download the workshop route, which joins the whole lot together, which is pretty awesome. Being able to drive Brighton to Bedford in one go is pretty epic. Look at this! Look at this stop. So much care being taken over it. We've got brake and throttle going on at the moment. Nothing could go wrong with that idea. Smoke pouring out. Josh, been visiting family in the south. I'm in Ralph Fanning CSS Amtrak line, which is just hundreds of feet from where you are now. That's pretty cool. Are we going to let some more passengers on, or just the one coach? Okay, 1.5 coaches then. Is it just me, or is this by far the most successful TPTS so far? I don't know, actually. Last week's one was... yes, sorry, not last week's. Tuesday's one went very well, I thought. But this is certainly up there with one of the most successful ones, absolutely. We'll have to do some more German trains. What's the station for Nebworth? That'd be Welling Garden City, Josh, remember rightly. There we go. Got all the coaches in now. Now it's time for some brakes. Bit more brakes. There we go. And doors. Yay! Well done, everybody. Since when is minus 1702 considered successful? To be honest, if you're driving 15 seconds behind what's actually happening on the train and you don't crash it, you've been pretty successful. And it's minus 2,720 anyway. Nice one, everybody. Nice one. I'm really pleased with that. That's been done very well. Let me just stop the bot so that... There you go. The bot is now closed down. Right, okay, I think it's possibly time for a little prize to say thank you and well done to everybody. Let me just fire up El Botto.